the man who wins this battle, not the engine alone. They're off.
Formula One is back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey. Woo. Hey. Hey. Woo.
One thing that really stood out to me in Formula One is not the breakneck speeds, not the cars which are truly masterpieces, not only the spectacular scenery where races are held, but the way it's filmed. Helicopter shots, onboard angles and hundreds of other camera angles, and the crew behind all that takes Formula 1 to another level. Onboard cameras. Onboard cameras provide the closest footage to the viewer to really experience what the pilot sees, depicting the insane speeds of the cars better than the trackside cameras, and it also provides some of the most exciting footage of the race. Onboard footage first started appearing in the 1950s, though the cameras were still huge and not yet practical for using them during the races. Since 1998, every car on the grid has been fitted with at least 3 onboard cameras. Also 360 cameras mounted on the car's nose cone been added in 2018, and all that cameras together weighs less than 4 pounds. They're just like nothing. Since 2018, cameras in the helmet are also used. Helicopter. Helicopter is probably the most expensive camera on the track. Whether it's establishing shots of the race location or tracking the action from above, you can be sure the footage is going to be dynamic and immersive. The camera on the helicopter uses an advanced camera stabilizer to smooth out the turbulences and thermals in the air, and because the helicopter is constantly moving. The camera is then connected to a control panel which a camera operator can use while the pilot flies the helicopter to take those amazing shots from above, constantly communicating about where the helicopter needs to be and what the shot type is between the team is needed. Early in the 90s, when helicopters were introduced to the sport, they would just simply hover in the air with a static angle, and it was mainly because onboard footage was sent to the helicopter. That's why there were loss of signal when F1 cars went through tunnels and under bridges. Cable cam. The last camera of the 3 moving cameras is the cable cam, located between the pit lane and the finishing straight. Cable cam is a camera attached to a set of wires which can move at over 130 km an hour. It's great to capture cars entering or leaving the pits, or capturing dynamic shots of the start of the race. The system they use is called CamCat, and it is the same system they use in the Olympics and in a lot of other sporting events. Trackside cameras. Trackside cameras are essential for allowing the viewer to track the action, and it can really help with locating the positions of the cars. So without them it would be almost impossible to follow the race, especially when there's multiple things happening at any given time. There's usually about 25 cameras placed around the circuit, but the number can vary based on the track. F1 uses Grass Valley cameras that can capable of capturing high quality videos that can be sent directly to the broadcasting center. They pair these cameras with Canon broadcasting lenses, which is able to zoom from 9mm to 810mm. which is a 90 times zoom. These lenses cost up to $250,000. Yeah, I'm not getting one anytime soon. And then this setup is mounted on a Vinton tripod head, which is a very robust and smooth and is essential for capturing extremely quick whip pans as the cars zoom by. Many fans complain that trackside cameras shouldn't follow the motion of the cars, and instead they should use a static shot. However, using more static angles would make the race impossible to follow. Slow motion cameras. Among those 25 trackside cameras, there are a few high-tech slow motion cameras that are strictly used to replay footage and to help the audience see what happened after the incident. F1 uses the Super Loop 4K which can go up to 2000 frames per second paired with the previously mentioned Canon broadcasting lens. F1 also uses a beast of a slow motion camera called Phantom V642, which high-speed broadcasting camera, which can go up to 5850 frames per second. Fun fact, there are two slow motion cameras, each constantly posted on Toto Wolff and Jos Verstappen to see when they will smash something. Specialty cameras. In addition to the previously mentioned cameras, there are a few specialty cameras placed on the track as well. These included several cameras embedded in the track to show the speed of the cars racing over them. There are a handful of cameras to record the crowd reaction and 3 other cameras to capture pit dramas, and there are even more cameras capturing pit stops like the top-down angle. In total, there could be 126 different cameras capturing the race on one weekend. Microphones. All those amazing 126 cameras would fail capturing the true speed of F1 cars if it wasn't for the 147 microphones placed around the circuit. The sound of the race is critical for the enjoyment of the viewer. There have been actually several studies that shows that people associate car speed with how loud it is.
Potential threat from Daniel Ricciardo. Talking of which, the stewards have decided no further action. Daniel Ricciardo and Sebastian Vettel. So some great impressions there in Formula 1 cars.
With the start of the hybrid era in 2014, a lot of fans complained that the cars now are quiet and were missing the signature scream. In order to combat that 11 decibels drop, F1 started to place microphones on the cars to boost the sound for the viewers at home. In 2018 they debuted a new kind of microphone that sits underneath the car right next to the exhaust. This tiny microphone can stand 120 degrees Celsius. TV production. While you can give as many cameras and microphones as your heart desires, you will still need someone to combine all the audio and visuals together into a compelling TV program. For F1, the person is the television broadcasting team leader. Their team combines a 126 cameras, 147 microphones into one seamless production. It's way too much for one person to keep track of. Instead, different teams make their own submixes, which the TV production team leader then weaves together. The replays team handpick shots of exciting moments that can be replayed when there's an appropriate time. The track mix team strictly follows the race, using just the trackside cameras with no added extras. And finally, there's a team which is in charge of the main feed, which everyone sees at home. It combines the track mix and replays with all the other camera options like the Helicam, onboard cameras, or pit lane angles. After seeing all that cameras and microphones, it is an absolute miracle to see how seamless the race plays are on TV. Logistics. Without the insane logistics behind the races, there would be nothing on TV. Because most tracks don't have a dedicated broadcast center, F1 transports all of the equipment needed with 2 jets and 26 flatbed trucks. Alright everyone, this style of video is not usual from me, because if you have seen my other videos, it's all about gears, and the last video was my own short film. But I've decided to make different kind of videos as well. Also, some of the sources I used for this video might be outdated, but I really did my best at finding up-to-date sources. So that's it. If you are new here, please consider subscribing, or if you've been here before and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I would really appreciate it. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please like the video and comment your thoughts about it. So, see ya!